What you're looking at here is the entrance of Cebu IT Park, and we will give you a tour what IT Park look like at night. During the night.
And Cebu IT Park houses the biggest BPO, or the business processing outsource of the Philippines. And before, they said that BPO was in the Philippines was the second to India, but now we have surpassed India by miles and miles when it comes to outsourcing. So we'll have to walk in this area. This is the pedestrian crosswalk. We will look at Concentrex is just one of the biggest BPO.
I think we'll just walk on this side.
Yeah.
We better.
So, aside because they said that if there's one call center,
that's Link.
generally-
This is the Concentrex building.
This is the Link building, but this is the
Link.
Concentrex building.
So Link is the first building that you're gonna see on the side when you enter IT Park from the entrance across.
There's a lot of
Waterfront.
establishment here, and I guess one of the oldest Starbucks here in IT
Cebu
Park,
City?
In Cebu City is this one, this Starbucks here.
In
I could remember way back 2014 when I was working in Concentrix. Concentrix used to be known before as Convergys, the biggest call center in the country. Concentrix, there's Stream, there's e-telecare before. There's a lot here actually. TG fronting Concentrix. There's another building, and it houses a lot of call centers. One of it is Otter Solutions. That's book processing. So it's too much. There's a lot of things to talk about the call center industry in the country. A lot of interesting topic, but what we would just show you is how IT Park would look like during the night. So perhaps it's not really as active as it is
before.
Because a lot of call centers were stationed from work from home.
So this one here is the what you call the TGU Tower. So that's across there. The Concentrex building is more alive. Ato lang hinayon. So you got all the food establishment, the Starbucks, Orange Brutus, KFC, and Jollibee.
I think that Brutus is new one because that was not there. It's not Brutus before. There's another fast food before, beside KFC.
All right.
But KFC, Jollibee, and Starbucks was there before around 2012. That's where I always
when you were working there.
Yeah, that was always have my lunch during that time. Imagine you're taking your lunch at 12 a.m., 3 a.m., and then instead of like having your breakfast at like 6, you have it at 4 a.m.
Haha. This is the Mabuhay Tower.
I guess this is a new tower, Mabuhay Tower. I was working in this area before. It's not yet built.
So this way we'll cross over and then we go that way.
Yeah. Concentrix is really expanding. Though I understand that was also a site before for Concentrix.
Over here. Why, this one?
That building.
Oh yeah. That's another Concentrix building over there. This one, the next one.
And then one thing noticeable about now is that for IT Park, a lot of IT centers or BPOs are sourcing its own mode of transportation for their employees
To pick up them for work.
Yes.
Are you bringing your bag or is it in the car?
It's in the car.
Okay. I just want to make sure. So we're crossing over the one that you can see, the next building. But if you look around, anyway, we'll be turning you around, going you around. So across, that's Krispy Kremes, donuts. And this building is also
An old one.
an old one.
This one has been here before when I was here around 2010. Around 2010. I could remember I used to work here around 2010 up until 2016.
Wow, 4 years. 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. 10 and 16.
Yeah, now I have like a 12 years BPO experience. Imagine that. 12
Yeah.
years of not sleeping at the night.
So this is also Concentrix. You can see on the top of this building that there's the Concentrix logo. And this is called Asia Asia Premier Residence.
But
You
this
can
is
see
like
it there.
I2 building. That
It's
is the
too
I1
dark.
building. It's the I2 building.
This one.
Yes. And then next to it was the mall.
Then there's Qualphone across.
Yeah. Qualphone actually houses for biggest call. That's for T-Mobile, Virgin Mobile. That's for a lot of telcos in the US, especially for mobile.
All right, that's what. So Qualphone houses all these mobile.
Yes, that's almost all of the telcos
Companies.
in the US.
All right.
Especially for prepaid, not for postpaid accounts.
Okay, this is selectivevoice.com. But what you notice here is most of the old restaurant that used to be there is closed.
So, as of this moment, during this time, there's already a special dedicated shuttle buses or shuttle vans dedicated for employees tour around the Cebu City or Cebu province.
Yeah, that's the
areas.
thing about the BPO. They're providing some transport services for their employees.
Especially that transportation nowadays has been difficult for most of the people.
They still have a vacant space here. So I'll just face the camera where the light is because this is a night video of how IT Park is looking at night. So nilang pathway. It's not cemented so well.
So next block to the Qualphone building, there's another building that's being built for IT centers or IT hub.
So there's a new one there next to Qualphone. It's quite a long one, you know, quite a tall building.
Yeah, that is also developed for IT center or BPOs.
All right.
You know, IT Park before when I was in college was still like a grassy area.
Yeah,
A lot of grass, a lot of muds.
because it used to be the Lahug Airport
Yeah, this is used to be an airport, and then airport was transferred
to Mactan.
to Mactan or another place in Cebu. And then this was just built last year for Ayala Mall.
Yeah, the central block.
So roaming around the area during the night here in IT Parks for around like 7 p.m. up until the wee hours of 4 a.m. You don't need to worry because it's very safe to roam around this area. And even before, I could still remember that I even jogged in this area at around 6 p.m. So
6 a.m., 6
6
p.m.
a.m. to 6 p.m. in the morning or in the night.
Yeah, that's the thing about the IT Park because it's got 24-hour security and every activities there are roaming security guards. Yes, that's the Ayala Mall Central Block. It's just newly open when the pandemic hits.
Though businesses, perhaps we could say that it moves a bit slower, but in Cebu, we could also say that at least though it moves slower, there's still a bit of progress.
Yeah, because the buildings around the, the investment still continue despite that there's pandemic. They still continue building. Like it's only stopped for a while, and then still the construction, of buildings continue.
So for IT Park, there's also where you can locate the biggest call centers for the JP Morgan Bank in the US. If you look at that building, that's one of the
there.
sites for JP Morgan. JP Morgan is one of the banks in the US.
Yeah.
So I understand. I have a lot of friends working for JP Morgan. Each BPOs or each centers had a lot of requirements, qualification for their employees. So aside from that, if you could look at it at IT Park, there's some buses that goes around here in this area that could have routes all around the city and including the provinces. So at least now that's one of the improvements. We will be going there.
Yeah, we'll go and cross over there.
Once we cross in that area, you will see.
So that's the JP Morgan Chase building. But we can continue there because it's actually, that's the JP Morgan, that's the last building, and then the across building of from JP Morgan is actually Abida condominiums.
If you can look at it, there's one person jogging or doing some walks over the IT Park area.
So we are just around the block where the Ayala Central Block is. So you can see that even the Ayala Central Block is not even open. Most of the establishments are still closed.
It used to be a very lively
Area.
lively area. So yeah, a lot of people here, traffic, but still now we could say that it's still
Teleperformance is up there now.
Yeah, Teleperformance is one of the BPOs here in the country. That used to be their building, I guess that building, but I guess they're expanding another one. Teleperformance houses for a lot of call centers, outsourcing companies in the US. I could mention one like American or Airline. It's one of the ticketing booking centers in the US. That's their center. I guess there's other accounts for Teleperformance.
Hang on. So this is still the part of the Ayala Central Block. So we will continue on giving you the tour around IT Park at night. So you can see how quiet it is. Taxis are just there waiting quietly because now that it's not raining, the people would rather walk instead of hiring taxi or do the public transport. And so we are now going to the corner where the terminal of the buses is. That used to be a restaurant. It's now converted into a terminal, which is just across from here. That corner there is now the bus terminal where you can catch a ride to the destination.
Other places of Cebu.
Yeah, that one next to Teleperformance building there.
It's a
The condominium. So that's
perhaps we could also give you a glimpse of a tour for the Cebu Mercado. Cebu Mercado is like a food hub
Yeah.
for Cebuanos.
But they're
Um,
only open like Wednesdays to Friday to Sunday.
Oh, I see.
So they're closed right now.
I see. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm no longer very active with Cebu activities right now. Like I said before, I used to be out of Cebu for 2 years, and out of Cebu I'm in for 2 years. So if you look at it, it's very organized how they organize the transport system.
Yeah. That's why
around
we stay
IT
here,
Park.
but that's what you can see. Right across from the central block is now a
Like a terminal, a bit
terminal
of
of the bus. Is this a
Buses.
terminal for buses?
And perhaps later on, there's gonna be another video for Cebu Mercado. Cebu Mercado is actually is a very nice dining place for people. Because,
Night market,
yeah,
food market.
food
No.
market during at night.
So this is one of the entrance that you could go in the mall, but it's closed as of the moment. That's right in front of the
The terminal.
terminal, bus terminal.
So they call it like the Gyeonzon Street Bus.
Yeah.
But at least now it's very organized because at least even if people will wait for the bus, at least they're organized.
They're
they line
queuing.
up. Yeah, they queue. They line up for waiting for buses. So I admire that kind of system.
Yeah. And this is another entrance again. That one, that's the car entrance. This one is the pedestrian entrance of the Ayala Central Block.
The Central Block Mall is designed for BPO centers and as well as like a hotel for Ayala Hotel. It's not just a mall, but this is a BPO hub.
And a
BPO
hotel.
hub, hotel. So it's 3-in-1.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of
The
establishments.
target for the Ayala Central Block before is to open it until 24-hour opening. But a few weeks after they open, not all the establishment is open or rented. They were hit by the lockdown. But that is the
Oh.
plan of the Ayala Central Block, is to have a 24 hours eventually operation.
So, yeah, for me, IT Park is one of the best in the country. I've been to a lot of IT centers in the country. I said before, I was even I roam around Metro Manila. I was able to visit the Madrigal Business Park, the IT centers of Metro Manila, but no one could surpass how IT Park was being built. It's not just as nice as this one if you go to other places in Manila. This is so far not just the best, but this is superb.
Yeah.
Very organized, traffic, buildings, transportation, hotels, open spaces. Perhaps we could have a room around over that area where there is an open space. It's not surrounded by, it's surrounded by big buildings, but there's some small compartments of
Shops.
coffee shops, food establishments,
Restaurants.
and even as now, when there's, like they said, there's a pandemic, you could still notice some people walking around the area because, as we said, IT Park is really like lively during the night.
Yeah. Although some restaurants have had closed then, but this somehow have also remained open. So you can see the buildings from here. That's the skyrise tree, and that's one of the tallest building that you can see straight ahead. That's the Cebu Exchange. So this is just the nighttime tour. We will also give you the daytime tour on another video.
So, IT Center or Cebu IT Park in Apas Lahog is the prime center, not just in Cebu, but in the country. I've been to Ortigas Center. I've been to other centers in the country, but this is so far the best because there's still open spaces, parking lots. People can still walk around the aisle. I guess that's what set apart IT Park from other centers in this country. So we can see you some restaurants around this area, or even coffee shops.
Yeah, they're still open. Only a few have closed here in IT Park. Look, the Dove Street dessert house. The Sachi Authentic Japanese is still open. Ambience. The Juba's Resto Bar and Billiards soon to open. The Boys Sugba. The Coffee Bean. And the UCC coffee there.
UCC so far is one of the best coffee shops in the country.
All right.
Coffee Bean is this is bought by the Jollibee Group.
Oh.
The Jollibee Group as one of their coffee shops.
So right across from here, this is the Ayala Central Block Park is the Walk. That's an old.
This is an old place.
Yeah.
I can remember way back in college with me and my friends who's now in the United States. She used to sing in this area. There was this little well place here. You can actually sing. And if you notice, before there's like an active music one, or there's like a karaoke place bar. You can sing. Now I think it's not operational.
And then up there, there's like another condominium.
That's Calyx. It's a condominium.
Calyx, yeah, Uptom, and then another one here. Let's see here on the road.
Open spaces for IT Park is not a problem because if you look at it at this side, look at how the bicycle or the how do you call this? The bikes is parked is
Bicycle.
Here. Yeah, so you know. We could compare IT Park is one of the in a place of like California, the hub in California for IT Park. What do you call it?
I don't know.
There's an IT center in California for houses for IT centers and used for programmings.
I don't know. Sorry, because I'm not into the BPO industry.
What do you call it? I forgot the place. There was. This has improved so much. I mean, this used to be like an empty space before.
Yep. And as you can see, this is part of the Ayala Malls.
One good thing about to be honest, looking statistically wise, BPO shares billions of pesos when it comes to revenue, when it comes to contributing with the economy of the country. So I hope that it continues to grow, and also the government would not forget to take good care of the internet connection in this country. It's vital for the country to move forward, especially during these times when we're all challenged by how we interact with each other and how businesses would continue to grow.